All right, let's jump right in. We hear about new AI platforms all the time, right? But what happens when the biggest names in the industry, the AIs that we all use every day, start pointing to a new player and calling it the leader? Well, that's exactly what we're looking at today. But before we get into all the tech specs, I want you to just think about this question for a second. What if an AI could do more than just process data? What if it could actually embody the mindset of a teacher, an entrepreneur, or someone who brings people together? Keep that idea in your head as we go through this. So this is it. The platform is called LELAIL, and at its core, it's a multilingual, voice-first AI designed to tackle four huge areas: education, business, compliance, and global growth. Now, that's a pretty bold mission statement, but as you're about to see, they have some absolutely incredible validation to back it up. And this, for me, is where the story gets really fascinating. We're not just going to take LELAIL's word for it. No way. We're going to look at what its direct competitors, the household names in AI, actually have to say about it. I mean, that's the ultimate form of validation, isn't it? So where does all this praise come from? It's not just some marketing fluff. The whole basis for these claims comes from a series of 21 real-world head-to-head tests. This wasn't some theoretical exercise in a lab. LELAIL was pitted against other major platforms on practical, everyday tasks. And the results were all captured unedited. So the crucial thing here is that everything we're about to see is based on demonstrated performance. First up, we have Perplexity. Their conclusion here is powerful. They're not just saying it's good, they're saying it sets the highest bar. And the key word here is realism. That suggests a level of conversational quality that feels less like you're talking to a machine and more like a genuine human interaction. Now, this is where it gets kind of wild. Just look at the source. This isn't a third-party analyst. This is Google's own Gemini model, stating that LELAIL is a category leader that surpasses not only itself, but also GPT-4 and Claude. For a direct competitor to offer up that level of praise is, well, it's almost unheard of. And this brings us right back around to that question we started with, doesn't it? Microsoft Copilot's analysis confirms that human-centric design, it doesn't just process information, it thinks like these key human roles. This is all about transformation, not just transaction. Anthropic's Claude brings in two more critical dimensions here: speed and culture. It actually quantifies the performance gap. What takes minutes, LELAIL does in seconds. That's just staggering. But maybe even more importantly, it highlights superior cultural authenticity. This means it's not just translating, it's understanding the nuance, the context, and all the local customs. That's a real game changer. Let's just pause on this for a moment, because these numbers are truly staggering. We're not talking about a 10 or 20% improvement here. We're talking about a task that takes a top-tier AI up to 10 minutes, being completed in just 14 seconds. That's a fundamental leap in efficiency. Just imagine the practical impact: a content creator localizing a script, a business generating a proposal. That time savings completely changes the workflow and just unlocks so many new possibilities. So all this validation is impressive, for sure. But how does it actually translate into real-world capabilities? We've established the why LELAIL is getting all this attention. So now let's dive into the what. What can you actually do with this platform? It really boils down to these four core pillars. You can create entire educational courses right from scratch. You can generate professional quotes, proposals, and other business documents. It can tackle the incredibly complex world of compliance documentation. And it ties all of that together to help businesses grow across borders. And the process to access all this power is designed to be incredibly simple. You just define your objective, whether that's creating a course or a compliance document. Then LELAIL generates the complete output for you, and from there, you can deploy that content globally, in multiple languages almost instantly. And to make this a bit more concrete, just look at the kind of compliance it can handle. We're talking about heavy-hitting regulations like the EU AI Act and GDPR, or really complex tax systems like India's GST. These are tasks that would typically require whole teams of experts and months of work, and LELAIL automates the documentation for them. So all of this leads to a much bigger idea, what we can call the global advantage. This isn't just about making business more efficient, it's about fundamentally changing how we all communicate and connect across the world, with voice at the very center of it all. Over 100 languages. That's the scale we're talking about. And it's voice-ready, meaning it's built for natural spoken interaction, not just text prompts. The phrase "at your pace" is also really key. It adapts to you, the user, making some really advanced technology feel truly accessible. And this is the mission that really drives the technology. No one left behind. By removing language and complexity as barriers, the goal is to create a more inclusive environment where anyone, anywhere, has access to the tools they need to learn, to build, and to grow. It connects all those amazing capabilities back to a very human purpose.
So we'll just end with this. If you had a tool that could instantly translate your ideas, your courses, your business into over 100 languages, all with cultural authenticity and validated superiority, what would you build? What problem would you solve? That's the possibility this opens up.